TikTok CEO to highlight data security in testimony to Congress. Let's cover it.
This morning, TikTok CEO will make his first ever appearance on Capitol Hill.
Yeah,
Today's
I wanted to
House
know what this
hearing on
motherfucker
online
looked like,
safety
too. I'm
comes
not
as
going to
the video
lie.
sharing app faces intense
Son of a
scrutiny,
bitch.
with some lawmakers proposing a complete ban. A new CBS News poll shows 61% of those surveyed favor a ban, but that number is smallest among young people who are more likely to use TikTok. Still, 56% consider the platform a potential national security risk. Nicole Killian joins us from the hearing room. Nicole, good morning.
Hey, good morning to you, Vlad. TikTok CEO insists his platform is safe and warns any attempts to ban it could hurt businesses and the U.S. economy.
Hi, everyone. It's Show here.
Today, the chief executive of TikTok will tout the platform's 150 million users.
That's almost half of the U.S. coming to TikTok.
And address lawmaker concerns about national security.
Bro. I feel like this dude got rolled out of a lab. His background is like from Goldman Sachs and shit. But like, I'm not even kidding. Like, he is like, you've never heard of him. You've never seen him. Okay. Out of nowhere, he comes in. He's just like, he's very good. No, I don't think he has the Zuckerberg cadence. I think he's way more personable than Zuckerberg, which is why I think which is why I get a disingenuous feeling. Like, Zuckerberg is just a lizard person, okay? Literal industry plant? Yeah. Yeah, he's got industry plant energy for sure.
Shozi Chu tells the House Energy and Commerce Committee.
Like, these motherfuckers they're upgrading, I think. You know, like the first version was Zuckerberg, and this is like the upgraded version. Now they just like actually are impossible to distinguish from, like, you know, like a real human CEO. It's weird, man.
Its parent company ByteDance, which is based in Beijing, is not owned or controlled by the Chinese government.
Oh, okay.
And he outlines a plan to set up a new firewall to seal off protected U.S. user data from unauthorized foreign access.
We don't want this data in the hands of the Chinese Communist Party, period.
Chu's testimony
Hell yeah,
comes amid
brother.
bipartisan calls to restrict
Only
the video
the
sharing
NSA,
platform
baby.
or ban it altogether.
You're not ready to go as far as a ban.
We need to have all options on the table. Why this is so important to me is because I've got nieces, I've got nephews. I know incredible content creators that are out there. We as a country need to make sure that we are all safe.
In December, ByteDance admitted that employees access the data of American TikTok users, including journalists and some of their contacts. President Biden signed a law banning the app on government devices over spying concerns and has called on ByteDance to divest from TikTok to avoid a U.S. ban. But the company says it doesn't solve the problem.
It comes down to, who really controls this company.
We were brought out by TikTok to come to D.C. and tell our stories.
Ahead of the hearing, TikTok has stepped up its lobbying efforts and paid for a group of creators to come advocate in Washington.
If the app were shut down, it would be detrimental, of course, for me and my business.
TikTok is one of the most downloaded apps, outpacing rivals like Instagram, Snapchat, and Facebook, and it's used by a lot of young people. So
Yeah, there you go. No, that's it. That's the main reason. That's literally it. Like, this entire conversation is not about TikTok. It's every social media application. But of course, we're having it on about TikTok because it's owned by scary communism. Okay? And that's it. They're literally like, we don't want the scary commie man to have all of this information. Only NSA, please. That's it. And it wouldn't be shocking to me if Facebook ends up like sweeping it. And like that's the ultimate goal or some shit. You know what I mean? Now, I have two different opinions on this though. Like because I see the other side of it too. Because like TikTok, just like all of the other social media platforms, are like is very harmful. Uniquely harmful because it's like unshackled in many ways. the content structured, the content is structured in a way where it just like really lends itself to right-wing reactionary agitated propaganda. It's just like it's brainwashing people. People believe in like dumbass nonsensical conspiracy theories. It certainly plays a role in that. Yeah. So I do feel like there's a decent argument as to why it should be heavily regulated. And obviously you can't really do that. So you can just like threaten it to self-regulate, I guess, which would be better.
In today's hearing, she will likely face a lot of pressing questions from lawmakers about what TikTok is doing to keep kids safe. Tony?
Yeah. This was also an interest of the Trump administration as well. So now this is the second presidential administration to look at TikTok very hard. Nicole, thank you very much.
Let me start by addressing.
It's funny because like it's like it's just, this is such a stupid fucking back and forth because everyone that watches this goes, well, I like TikTok and I don't see, radicalizing bullshit on my timeline. Like, how dare you? And then the other side is like, well, I don't like TikTok and I don't use it, or I do use it and I still don't like TikTok, so it should be banned. Which is an understandable opinion to have. The reason why I have the opinion that I have is because, well, I'm a content creator on social media. I see the impact of social media on the youth, the impact of social media on the older generations. And TikTok does present a scary amount of power, not because like the Chinese government can access your information, but because it has like literal brain control, literal mind control capabilities. The algorithm is incredibly powerful, and I personally think that you could technically use it to really sway people in a certain way. Metaphorical mind control? No, I mean like literal mind control, man. Actually, you're not a brain broken boomer. Yeah, it's just like, it's so fucking good. Anyway, Silicon Valley social media giants couldn't compete with TikTok, so now they're using their bot politicians to force it out of business with fabricated hysterical claims about national security. And of course, everyone in the Western media class applauds with glee. Yeah. I mean, this is the take. It's true. These are the same people who claim the free market and competition are sacrosanct, as well as conservative creeps who have been whining incessantly about online censorship as they cheer on the banning of an entire social media platform. They can't compete, so they ban. This is true. China does America shit better than America. Okay? That's it. Whenever people fucking say, oh my God, I can't believe like there was a politician that said in the hearings, like, China doesn't believe in like the American values of freedom. I'm like, dude, China doesn't believe it. That's why China doesn't have TikTok. It has Douyin, owned by the same fucking company. So yeah, you're right. But TikTok is just America. It's as America as it fucking gets, dog. Okay? That's it.
Addressing a few misconceptions about ByteDance, of which we are a subsidiary. ByteDance is not owned or controlled by the Chinese government. It's a private company. 60% of the company is owned by global institutional investors. 20% is owned by the founder, and 20% owned by employees around the world. ByteDance has 5 board members. 3 of them are American. Now, TikTok itself is not available in mainland China. We're headquartered in Los Angeles and in Singapore, and we have 7,000 employees in the US today. Still, we have heard important concerns about the potential for unwanted foreign access to US data and potential manipulation of the TikTok US ecosystem. Our approach has never been to dismiss or trivialize any of these concerns. We have addressed them with real action. Now, that's what we've been doing for the last 2 years, building what amounts to a firewall.
TikTok exec is telling the complete truth when he says their data collection is in line with industry standards, and all of these data collectors sell our shit to anyone who wants it anyway, so who gives a fuck? That's not what this is about. Exactly. Oh, I'm sorry. Are you upset that the Chinese government has a direct way to get your information instead of through a corporate subsidiary where they pay a markup? Oh, no. Like, oh no. What the fuck are you talking about? Like this idea that like, oh my God, TikTok has access to like such high level detailed information. Like, shut the fuck up. Every single social media is doing this. The irony is what TikTok is currently trying to do, what ByteDance is currently trying to do with like Oracle to basically put the data storage in the hands of like a US corporation that everybody trusts in fucking Austin, Texas, is the exact same thing that they would do if TikTok was sold to another fucking American company. They will still end up paying either Oracle now, or they'll pay another company that owns TikTok to get the same data. That's it. That's literally it. That's it. There's no... You just want to add, like, I guess, another middleman to drive up the price of that same data a little bit. You know what I mean? That's it. TikTok even said, we do not sell data to a data broker like others, and we never will if you make it so we can't with legislation, which was kind of based.
That seals off protected US user data from unauthorized foreign access. The bottom line is this: American data stored on American soil by an American company, overseen by American personnel. We call this initiative Project Texas. That's where Oracle is headquartered. Today, US TikTok data is stored by default in Oracle servers. Only vetted personnel.
Do you actually believe that? Wait, do I actually believe what? Do I believe that the Chinese government has access to this information? Yes. Do I believe that the Chinese government will have access to this information, whether it's stored by Oracle or whether it's owned by a different company? Also, yes. Are you silly? Do you think Amazon is not collecting information on you right now as you sit in the chat? It's so stupid. The only reason why they want it to be sold is because they want it to be sold to an American company. That's it. They want to know, they know how fucking how powerful TikTok can be, and that's scary. They know how good it is for commerce, and they know how good it is as far as like social media platforms goes. They know how dominating it is, and that's it. It's not like some real fucking national security concern with respect to data. You're an American, brother. All your data is already out there.
Operating in a new company called TikTok US Data Security can control access to this data. Now, additionally, we have plans for this company to report to an independent American board with strong security credentials.
Are you aware of Chinese Communist Party leader Chairman Xi Jinping's comments in May 2021 during a
I love this. It's going to make my blood boil. Do not come after my mans, okay? Don't come after Top Xi. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
Communist Politburo study session where he instructed colleagues to target different countries, different audiences with short form video. Are you aware of these comments? Yes or no?
Congressman, I'm not aware of these comments.
Okay. Well, and as was pointed out by Chair...
Okay, no! This Florida woman has a "Don't Tread on Me" sticker on her iPad talking about fucking censoring free speech and stopping free commerce. That iPad was made in China. There's so many parts of this that's hilarious.
Woman Rogers, you have regular contact with Chinese Communist Party Secretary, Mr. Zhang Fuping, who is your boss at ByteDance, correct?
No.
No.
No, he's neither my boss, nor do we have frequent contact.
But you have regular contact with ByteDance.
With the CEO of ByteDance.
Who is Mr. Zhang Fuping is the editor-in-chief.
He's not.
My colleague, Representative Burgess, a few minutes ago exposed that TikTok and ByteDance share legal teams. You confirmed this, correct?
Our general counsel is an American lawyer, veteran of Microsoft.
Also, my colleague, Representative Latta, confirmed that your parent company, ByteDance, currently can access user data. Yes?
We have to be more specific.
Yes.
After Project Texas, no.
I'm not asking after Project Texas, I'm asking now. Yes.
Some user data is public data, Congresswoman, which
So
means
you
everybody
confirm that.
can search
What's
for it on the
interesting to
internet.
me is that you have used the word transparency over a half a dozen times in your opening testimony and subsequently again in your answers to my colleagues. Yet the interesting thing to me is that ByteDance, your parent company, has gone out of their way to hide an airbrush corporate structure ties to the CCP, the company's founder, and their activities. You can look no further than the fact that ByteDance website has been
It's a Chinese company. Of course, it's like complete. It's a CCP. Yeah. Yeah. I like this is so stupid. Yeah. Yeah, they are beholden to the Chinese government.
scrubbed. In fact, we found web pages from the Beijing Internet Association, the industry association charged with Communist Party building work of internet companies in Beijing. They have been archived, but since deleted. Makes you kind of wonder why. Yes or no, ByteDance is required to have a member of the Chinese government on its board with veto power. Is that correct?
No, that is not correct. ByteDance owns some Chinese businesses, and you're talking about a very special subsidiary that is for Chinese business licensing.
Mr. Shou, I'm going to have to move on. You've said repeatedly.
She's like, well, you're not giving me what I wanted, so I'm going to have to move on, Mr. Shou. Like, what do you mean? What the fuck? Yo, is it me or does he seem kind of cool? They really did make him in a lab. It's working? Yes. That's why I said it, because I watched pieces of this, and I thought to myself, this guy's supposed to be a fucking freak. You know what I mean? He's a CEO of TikTok. There's no shot he's not a robot, right? And he actually seems personable in that fucking meeting, which means it's working. Quite a mix of patches from the store she bought her laptop sticker from. I'm not gay, but $20 is $20. Ultra MAGA, don't fuck around. I'm willing to bet a lot of these are... Wait, I assume these are not made in the U.S., right? These are made in China as well. Yeah.
Really, that there is no threat, that this is a platform for entertainment and for fun. I have to ask you then, if there is no threat to Americans, if there is no threat to our data, privacy, security, why did an internal memo from TikTok corporate headquarters explicitly coach senior management to, quote, downplay the parent company ByteDance? Why would they say...
What do you mean? This literal meeting is the reason why. What? Because you're a fucking... Like, no, that's it. But I wonder why they said, hey, make sure these dumb American hogs know that TikTok is not Chinese. That's it. That's, yeah.
Downplay the China Association and downplay AI. This is from an internal memo from your company. Why, if you had nothing to hide, would you need to downplay the association with ByteDance in China?
Congressman, I have not seen this memo.
You can't
What I
answer
can
that
say-
question. Mr. Show, I'd like to direct your attention to the screen for a short video, if you don't mind.
Yeah, good thing YouTube never has this. Good thing American-owned companies like YouTube and Twitter and Facebook don't make memes like this. Bro, my entire YouTube Shorts feed is GunTubers. I watched one fucking Mohsin Ganat, however you fucking say it, video, and now my entire YouTube short feed is literally showing me how to fucking load this goddamn rifle one bullet at a time if I want to. It's like, why? I don't need to know this. There will never be a moment in my life where I need to know how to do this. But they're playing it again.
Mr. Show, that video was posted 41 days ago. As you can see, it is captioned me as F at the House Energy and Commerce Committee on March 23rd of this year. This video was posted before this hearing was publicly noticed. I think that's a very interesting point to raise. But more concerning is the fact that it names this chairwoman by name. Your own community guidelines state that you have a firm stance against enabling violence on or off TikTok. We do not allow people.
I hate that she's right on this. Like, if we're going to talk about moderation on TikTok, it's too heavy-handed with automated processes, and there's not enough real human moderation happening. It's terrible on both fronts. It's sometimes too heavy-handed when it's like people like myself, and it's literally not enough when it comes to like some of the most unhinged shit.
People to use our platform to.
So like any other social media? No, TikTok's a bit worse. Because it's more successful and more powerful, I would even go so far as to say it's more successful and more powerful than other social media platforms, kind of because they don't have moderation. But I know it's like it's almost impossible, I know. But you know, she's not making that point in good faith. Yeah, of course.
To threaten or incite violence or to promote violent extremist organizations, individuals, or acts. When there is a threat to public safety or an account is used to promote or glorify off-platform violence, we ban the account. This video has been up for 41 days. It is a direct threat to the chairwoman of this committee, the people in this room, and yet it still remains on the platform. And you expect us to believe that you are capable of maintaining the data security, privacy, and security of 150 million Americans where you can't even protect the people in this room? I think that is a blatant display of how vulnerable people who use TikTok are. You couldn't take action after 41 days when a clear...
Bro. Oh my God. Having this happen in front of an iPad with a Gadsden flag on it is so funny. Like, I've never seen these fucking vultures, these lecherous demons, turn around and make this argument about an American-owned company as it pertains to right-wing violence and right-wing radicalization happening all the time. They literally do the exact opposite argument. That is bananas to me. Me as fuck at the House Energy Commerce Committee on 3/23/2023 is the most blatant Fed posting I've ever seen in my life. No shot. Oh yeah. Oh, that part I already forgot to mention. Yeah. Like that shit's been on for 41 days. Like that's Fed posting for sure. If the public didn't know, I wonder which lobbying groups with knowledge of this meeting might have posted and set this up as a trap. That's also valid. But it is weird to see a fucking Florida woman with a Gadsden flag on her iPad cry about incitement of violence and gun tube videos. It's like everything that you're signaling is in defense of all of the things you would normally get upset at, but it's done at Chinese companies, so you're like using it as a talking point.
Your threat, a very violent threat to the chairwoman of this committee and the members of this committee was posted on your platform. You damn well know that you cannot protect the data and security of this committee or the 150 million users of your app because it is an extension of the CCP. And with that, I yield back.
Can I respond, Chair?
No, we're going to move on. Lady yields back. Yield to the lady from Arizona, Ms. Lesko, for 5 minutes.
Do you agree that the Chinese government has persecuted the Uyghur population? What the fuck?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Mr. Chu, do you...
Oh my God. I want multipolarity so bad. I want it, dude. I want to have like this level of deep insight and investigation by the Chinese government into like an American company in China. And I want them to fucking ask questions like, do you think why do you justify the Iraq war? TikTok is personally doing cultural genocide in Xinjiang. Why don't you address this? Yeah. It's such a funny take because, again, it literally doesn't exist in China. So, like, asking the American CEO of the American fucking company that is owned by a Chinese company how they feel about the Uyghur population and its persecution is hilarious. It's like if they had me on a fucking congressional hearing, they were like, what do you think about the Armenian genocide? Like, what? What? I've never, what?
Do you agree that the Chinese government has persecuted the Uyghur population?
Congresswoman, if you use our app and you open it, you will find our users who give all sorts of content.
That's not my question. My question is, do you agree that the Chinese government has persecuted the Uyghur population?
While it's deeply concerning to hear about all accounts of human rights abuse, my role here is to explain what our platform does on this.
It's a pretty easy question. Do you agree that the Chinese government has persecuted the Uyghur population?
Congresswoman, I'm here to describe TikTok and what we do as a platform. And as a platform, we allow our users to freely express their views on this issue and any other issue that matters to them.
Well, you didn't answer the question. Earlier today, Chairman Rogers asked you, and I quote, have any moderation tools been used to remove content associated with the Uyghur genocide, yes or no? Your answer, we do not remove that kind of content. Yet, in 2019, TikTok suspended the account of Feroza Aziz, an American 17-year-old, after she put out a video about the Uyghur genocide. So your answer, sir, does not align with history.
That particular case was a mismoderation. I believe that video had a picture of Osama bin Laden, so we thought it was content that was inappropriate.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if they did do that. Like I wouldn't be shocked if they just like straight up ripped any kind of fucking Uyghur population related media. Okay? But having said that, it's an American app for Americans and for the Western world. It's not like it's in China. They don't give a fuck. They remove almost anything genocide related unless you are super beating around the bush. Yeah, exactly. I saw someone kicking a dog on YouTube. Susan or the NFT guy are going to jail. Stronger. Yeah.
Yeah, I looked it up. That was a different post that they banned.
I can get back on the
banned.
specifics, yes.
My next question. India banned the use of TikTok in their country in 2020. New Zealand has banned the installation of TikTok on devices connected to the country's parliamentary network. Canada banned the installation of TikTok on government devices. The United Kingdom has banned the TikTok app from government-owned devices. Belgium banned the TikTok from government phones. The European Union banned the installation.
Is the Uyghur cultural genocide only speculations? No, it's not. But everyone in this chat is going to get fucking mad at you or myself for saying it. It's not as insane as the way that like Adrian Zenz backed, fucking Associated Press backed Western media explains it, but it certainly is a deliberate effort to find separatists, Uyghur separatists who may or may not have been radicalized in the Middle East. Okay? But it's true. They did. They did do that. They definitely re-educated them. Okay? They had re-education camps, and they certainly did that. The idea that they didn't do that is silly. Okay? That part is true. Organ harvesting and you know, all this other shit that they talk about is not true. But they did. They successfully tanks like a froth at the mouth. Breeding factories? What? Weren't there actual terror attacks though? Of course there were. You know, there were like knife attacks and shit. But what do you mean? Alizi, your Lebanese ass better not be fucking chirping about dealing with global terror in China in a different way, I hope. You never shut the fuck up about what's going on in the Middle East and America's gross and inhumane fucking abuses. Don't make me pull your fucking user card. Come on now. They're literally organ harvesting. Watch the interview, Dr. Enver Toti. I don't know what that is. It seems weird. I'm not going to do that. That seems gross. It's so funny how just a year or two ago, chat would have a panic attack about the Uyghurs that they mentioned in China, and now it flipped. The reason why it flipped is because the Associated Press basically went in and said, okay, yeah, the camps are closed now. Because China basically completed what they were trying to do. And for any single person in this chat that turns around and acts like Xi Jinping did not admit the mistreatment of Uyghurs personally by pointing to the United States of America and saying, well, we learned it from you, as a matter of fact. It's okay when you do it. Why is it fucked up when we do it? People who act like that is not the case are being silly. The Chinese rationalization, or the Chinese government's rationalizations for those actions, were basically that these are separatist radical Muslims that live in Xinjiang that have no basis for advocating for separatism, and yet they are radical separatists and needed to be dealt with. Okay, mass surveillance is one of the major ways to do it. Why do you pronounce Uyghur like a Turkish word? Think it through, and you will understand why I pronounce it like that. Just take a deep breath. Okay? Just think. hey, what's my uncle's last name and my mom's last name before she got married? Oh, that's right. It's Uyghur. Okay. Yeah. What's the other name of Xinjiang? What is it called? Chatter. Think quick. East Turkestan. Anyway, where was I? So, my point is, it was real. But there were also it was awful enough that America just could have like used in the most disingenuous and fucked up way, as though they act like they treat Muslims any better. But stop saying Adrian Zenz and fucking Voice of China or Radio Free China or whatever the fuck. Okay, come on. America does one thing very well, and that is point the finger at fucking other countries. Okay, is that even a thing? I don't even know if Radio Free China is a thing. I was just joking. America loves pointing the finger at other countries when other countries are engaging in inhumane acts. Okay, they're very good at projection. It's Radio Free Asia. Okay, whatever. Yeah. VOC is Victims of Communism. Oh, okay. Victims of Communism, Voice of America, Radio Free Asia, all this shit. Anyway. Bro, they're unloading every argument they have against China on this guy. Yeah, I don't even feel the need to have this conversation one way or another one more time. It has been discussed a million times over. I know, RIP Legacy Verified Twitter. I don't care. Everyone everyone turned into fucking Megaphonics today, man. Why? Megaphonics hasn't sent this link one fucking time. And every single one of you Megaphonics catching strays. No, I'm praising what you're doing. For once in Megaphonics' existence on this fucking broadcast, he's not the one who's cringe spamming this same fucking cringe ass link while I'm in the middle of talking about something else. So congratulations to Megaphonics.
Of TikTok on government devices. All cited security risks with the company's data collection and connection to the Chinese Communist Party. Recently, our U.S. FBI Director Christopher Wray said about TikTok, quote, "This is a tool that is ultimately within the control of the Chinese government, and to me, it screams out with national security concerns." Mr. Chu, how can all of these countries and our own FBI director have been wrong?
I think a lot of risks that are pointed out are hypothetical and theoretical risks. I have not seen any evidence. I'm, eagerly awaiting discussions where we can talk about evidence, and we then can address the concerns that are being raised.
Yes, my next question revolves around an article. India banned TikTok in 2020. A March 21st Forbes article revealed how troves of personal data...
Why doesn't China hold hearings like this for American companies? Because American companies already walk a very fine line when they are even allowed to operate within China. And in most circumstances, they're not even allowed to operate in China. So that's it. They're pre-banned. You know?
Of Indian citizens who once used TikTok remain widely accessible to employees at the company and its Beijing-based parent ByteDance. A current TikTok employee told Forbes that nearly anyone with basic access to company tools, including employees in China, can easily look up the closest contacts and other sensitive information about any user. This current TikTok employee also said, quote, if you want to start a movement, if you want to divide people, if you want to do any of the operation to influence the public on the app, you can just use that information to target those groups. Why would Mr. Chu, why would a current TikTok employee say this if it wasn't true?
Why do all these women look like spa water chicken breasts? What the fuck does that even mean, dude? Like, it's one of those instances where, like, I've never heard those words next to one another before, but it immediately makes sense. Especially with, like, the visual accompanying it. That's crazy.
There's a recent article. I have asked my team to look into it. As far as I know, we have rigorous data access protocols. There's really no such thing where anybody can get access to tools.
All right.
So I disagree with a lot
All right,
of the
this shit.
Madam Chair.
Let's move on. Oh, this is it? This is all we got, clip-wise? There's got to be more, man. Come on now. Anyway, here, let's hear what Giannis had to say about
Concentrate on what really is behind his policies. When he slapped these tariffs on aluminum imports and steel imports and so on, this was simply a pretext for something completely different. He is working with and on behalf the interests of the large conglomerates that have only one incentive. And their incentive is to take away the profits, future profits in particular, of the large, big tech Chinese companies that are the only true competitors to Apple, to Google, to Facebook, because the Chinese, using their own political excuses, have created serious competitors.
This motherfucker acts like he's a socialist, and here I am not getting a CS2 stream key. Okay, you worked at Valve, dog. Where's my fucking CS2 beta access? The fuck is this? Spread the motherfucking love, bitch. Fuck you mean? For those of you who don't know, this is Giannis Varoufakis. Valve, back in the day, used to be a cooperatively owned corporation. Very interesting story behind that. He used to work there. Isn't that crazy? That's such a wild fucking story. Anyway.
To Google, to Facebook, and so on. And what Trump is really doing is he's firing the first cannon volleys in a generalized trade war against China, the purpose of which is to open China up to Google, to the big silicon, big tech, big pharma, and Wall Street. Now, if he succeeds, he's going to destabilize the United States of America. Because if the United States does to China today that which Ronald Reagan did in 1985 to Japan and to South Korea, you will end up with a crisis in China similar to the crisis of Japan of 1998 and of South Korea, which saw those countries effectively implode. And if China implodes, America's greatest creditor is going to implode. And he's going to end up like the sorcerer who has unleashed demonic forces that he can no longer control. So he must be stopped, not because he's a madman, but because he is acting on behalf of very particular interests in this country, which, as always, are pushing developments in a direction which is in their narrow corporate interest, but against the longer-term interest of the United States and the rest of the world. That was meant to be a short answer. Sorry.
The hilarious thing is that Twitter is partly owned by the Saudi regime, which operates vast bot networks to disseminate propaganda, and Facebook and Google actually spy on its users and infringes on their privacy and gives that data to the FBI, but nobody cares about that. The ACLU is entirely correct on this. And of course, the very same conservative right-wing creeps who have been crying endlessly about the Twitter files are mocking them and calling them CCP agents for actually defending online free speech. As Yanis Varoufakis notes, China was able to break free from Silicon Valley global hegemony and create its own successful tech companies. This challenge is unacceptable, so they have to destroy them as they claim to love free markets, competition, and free speech. It's a fraud. I do agree with that.
And the third thing he did was he ring-fenced big tech. China is the only country that features companies that can compete with Amazon, that can compete with Google. Europe cannot do that. We do not have such large corporations. And one of the reasons why various administrations in the United States, including the new one of President-elect Biden, are confrontational with China is because it's very difficult to accept that there is, an Amazon competitor in China that the United States policymakers cannot find ways of incorporating in the Silicon.
He seems to love China more than the U.S. I mean, I would agree with that. I think it's an understandable notion. He's not American. Actually, that's not true. That's not true. Because if that was the case, then he wouldn't be a part of what's the formation that these guys made? I'm forgetting it now. He's literally the fucking president of it. DM25, yeah, DM25. So I don't think that a guy who like hates the Western world. If anything, a lot of people actually criticize him and Zizek for being like a bit Euro-communist or Eurocentric in their analysis of things. And DM25 is also certainly is also directly tied to like America as well. So if anything, like, yeah, I think they're pretty fair about China, and they're pretty fair about Western hegemonic status as well. I would go so far as to say that they are more they're more on the side of the Western world, though. Varoufakis and Zizek are at odds over Ukraine, though. Yeah, I know. Zizek is fucking. Zizek has been weird for a minute. I don't care. He's Radlib. What do you mean? He's like the opposite. He's like NatSec. He's a NatSec Andy while simultaneously like constantly shitting on trans people. He's just like getting old. He's either constantly NatSec posting or shitting on trans people. It'd be really funny if we found out that he like listens to Red Scare and that's why he's behaving the way he does. He's Balkan. He has an uphill battle he is too old for. That's true. Fair.
Silicon Valley-based big tech, another kind of primitive accumulation rivalry between.
I know he was on Red Scare. That's why I said it. Like, imagine he just like became a fan of the podcast and got his brain broken.
Two superpowers that doesn't benefit the world.
Good, thank you.
And the third thing he did.
Meanwhile, Silicon Valley big tech companies function as a primary propaganda apparatus for the U.S., as is openly admitted, and when others dare to resist their domination, the U.S. screams hysterically about free speech and democracy being undermined. But remember, as is the case with everything that we talk about, every country has their own unique set of interests, okay? And other than that, TikTok is still a capitalist corporation. It's a capitalist Western corporation with Chinese backing. Therefore, it's still fucking bad. You know what I mean? It's not good. It's not by any means a place where like you can objectively say revolutionary ideas and reactionary psychotic nonsense is not allowed. Like none of that shit is happening on TikTok. As a matter of fact, it's just like YouTube Shorts or just like old YouTube, just like Facebook as it is currently. Okay? So don't misunderstand that. Just because something is true doesn't mean it's good, is what I'm saying.
And this is what we found. Can you see this tweet?
Yes, I can.
This is from January 27th, 2023 at 7:51 p.m.
The fuck is this?
Where you said something very, very disturbing.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Fudbusters, you said ahem, fuck cops.
What were you thinking when you wrote that statement?
I was very upset about the very public execution of an individual, but I don't think that that's the subject of this hearing.
Those are your words, right?
Oh, yes, they are.
Correct. I find these deeply offensive as somebody who believes very much in protecting law enforcement, not attacking them. Mr. Wilcox, what's your reaction to this particular tweet by Mr. Larosiere?
I find the words offensive. I think it is an attack on law enforcement. And to the subject of this hearing, we need to be supporting agencies like ATF who are doing the work on the...
Yeah, it's really fucked up. He should have said, when I mean fuck cops, I mean I want to suck their cocks. I want to suck them dry. That's why I always say I want to suck cop cocks so hard that they fucking die from the greatest nut that they've ever had in their entire lives. You know what I mean? It's not violent. It's like sucking them until their souls leave, you know? Like that one chatter's dad, hero cop. Obviously, it doesn't mean like really dying. You know what I mean? It just means like their soul, suck the souls out of their dicks, okay? That's it. Yeah. That's what I do. I only get on my knees, not to disrespect the national anthem. Of course, I would never do that, but to suck off a hero cop or to suck off Jesus, I think, or whatever. What do they do? What do the Christians do? They get on their knees to suck Jesus off. That's right. That's what I do. Those are the only times I'm on my knees.
front lines, not threatening to abolish or defund them.
And certainly not this, probably, too.
No, sir.
You know, Mr. Chairman, I just respectfully submit that when we talk about law enforcement in this way...
Just shut the fuck up, dude. Oh, my God. This kind of shit makes me so fucking mad. I want to say, like... Oh, it only makes me want to get way, 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 way more angry. And say way worse shit, okay? Respectfully, it's really fucked up that at the top of the hour there's a 3-minute ad break and you neglected to mention that. You also neglected to mention that if you no longer want to see those ads, all you need to do is subscribe for $5 or for free. Shut the fuck up, bitch! But regardless of my perspective on the matter, at the top of the hour, there is a 3-minute ad break. Now, if you no longer want to see those ads, all you need to do is subscribe. You can do that for $5 or for free with a Twitch Prime by connecting your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account. Feel me? Smell me? Here's a 3-minute ad break now. I hope the staffer nabs that sign after the hearing that's free wall art.
Using such epithets about them that we are really harming public safety, not enhancing it. And Mr. Larosiere, this is deeply, deeply disturbing conduct. Thank you so much, and I yield back.
Oh, that's not his profile. Oh, no way. What the fuck? Look at his header now. I have no idea who the fuck this guy is, by the way. I don't know what's going on here. Guy's insane. He's a leftist gun builder. The defense lawyer. Yeah, I said it. Would you expect the defense lawyer whose clients have been torn to shreds by law enforcement to be a blue liner? Oh, nice. Guy's awesome. That tweet is probably the lamest way a person can say fuck 12 though. Ahem. Yeah, I mean, who cares? It's even funnier that way that they're like so obsessed. So upset.
Access the home Wi-Fi network.
Only if the user turns on the Wi-Fi. I'm sorry, I may not understand the.
So if I have a TikTok app on my phone and my phone is on my home Wi-Fi network, does TikTok access that network?
It will have to access the network to get connections to the internet, if that's the question.
Is it possible then that it could access other devices on that home Wi-Fi network?
Congressman, we do not do anything that is beyond any industry norms. I believe the answer to your question is no. It could be technical. Let me get back to you.
Like what he's talking about, I kind of defended the congressperson here earlier today because what he's talking about is like technically not, he's asking it in the dumbest, most boomer way possible. But what he's asking about is absolutely possible. It's not like he's making it seem like if I get on TikTok, can they hack my computer? Like, no, obviously not. But yes, when you use your Wi-Fi on your phone, the information that is going to every single fucking app that is also on your phone has a level of permissions possibly that extends to figuring out what other devices are connected to it, for example. Now, can they hack those other devices? No. But that's why it's like a weird question to ask him because every app has that. Like every application, that's just how Wi-Fi works. You know what I mean? Which is why he's like, well, that's, industry standard. I don't know how to describe it. Which is why he's saying, does it have the capability? I don't know. It seems like a technical question. Dog, no, that's not how it works. Lamau, wait, what do you mean? Bro, of course you can have traffic allowed back through, but if TikTok, the app, was actively snooping around in your home network, no one would fucking download it. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, does it have the capability? If you give it permissions, yeah. Just like every other app does, right? Am I wrong? I'm asking. Like, obviously, that boomer thinks like, if I'm on my TikTok, can it spy on my computer? Can it see through my webcam? It's like, no, that's not how that works. But like, yes, I'm sure that every app, literally every single app, technically has the capabilities of like seeing other devices connected in your network when you are connected to Wi-Fi if you give it permissions. Like every single app, I'm pretty sure. It's like we're talking about like Amazon Alexa. So it's a weird question to ask because like, can it technically do that? Sure. It's not even Wi-Fi, it's through Bluetooth as well. There's no app permissions that allows cross-app traffic sniffing. Cookies to an extent can do this, but even then indirectly. Traffic in the Wi-Fi network can be snooped even if given permission, they will need to be able to capture traffic and then decrypt the packets. Capturing packets is not something that can be done on most mobile phones. Right now, I know every single device that is connected to my Wi-Fi network. Okay? Every single device that's connected to the internet in my house, I know. I can monitor it. No, I already hit the top of the hour ad break chatter. Name them? Why the fuck would I do that? Not off the top of my head anyway. Like I'm not going to give you more information about my cybersecurity measures or anything like that. Shut the fuck up. All right, we're moving on.
Okay, I'd appreciate
Dumbasses. Dude, can you give me some MAC addresses actually? Like, can I just figure out? Come on, dude.
And letters that I've received from parents worried about their child who has a disability
IP,
in the United States of America, the most powerful country in the history of the world, and these families are worried.
What is this? Pushing custom Medicaid? Okay, I don't care about Democrats being fired up.
Issue here, with a lot of respect, American social companies don't have a good track record with data privacy and user security. I mean, look at Facebook and Cambridge Analytica, just one example. So I do think that,
this one was fire.
It is a lot about making sure we have Project Texas, making sure that we're protecting and firewalling U.S. user data from unwanted foreign access, giving third parties to come in to have a look at this, and making sure that everybody is comfortable. We're giving transparency and third-party monitoring, and that's what we're doing for Project Texas.
Well,
I don't think ownership is the...
All right, let's see. This is TikTok CEO Shou Zi-Chu claims the app doesn't censor content about the Uyghur genocide or the Tiananmen Square massacre.
Have any moderation tools been used to remove content on TikTok associated with the Uyghur genocide?
Classic whataboutism? What? No, that's not whataboutism. What the fuck? No. What? Okay. Listen. When asked whether or not TikTok collects data, and he says, TikTok's data collection measures are identical to fucking every other application. That's not whataboutism, you fucking idiot. That's just literally the industry standard that they are abiding by. And then turning around and claiming or stating correctly that other companies, as a matter of fact, like Facebook, are even worse. That's not whataboutism. It's a soft whataboutism? No, it's not. No. Guys, oh my God. It is the most applicable. Dude. Some of you learned one fucking word and just repeated endlessly thinking that it makes you seem smart. Even if someone says, what about? That doesn't fucking mean it's directly whataboutism, okay? If it's directly related, if it's the same industry, then it's not whataboutism. You know what's whataboutism? To all of you, I can't believe we're doing logical fallacy 101, okay? Whataboutism is when I say, sir, you've done a murder, okay? And then you turn around and say, well, what about all the rape crimes that are happening that you haven't done anything about? If I say, you've done a murder and you say, yes, I did in self-defense, and here are all of the other instances where that guy did a murder, not in self-defense, and you didn't prosecute them. That guy did a murder, not in self-defense, and you didn't prosecute them. That's not whataboutism. That's a normal fucking argument to craft. Okay? I hope you guys understand. I love you explaining fallacies right after I took a debate midterm. I hate debates because most people literally do not understand any of the logical fallacies that they espouse, that they just yell about. And half the time, debates as it stands on the internet are just about trying to logically rationalize your irrational logical fallacies. And now everyone is saying dumb shit like, you just strawmanned him so hard. That's an ad hominem. You're just doing, and all of you, ironically, sound exactly like XQC does when he says, you just did a nonchalance, dude. That's the problem.
Yes or no?
We do not remove that kind of content. TikTok is a place of freedom of expression. And Chera, just like I said, if you use our app, you can go on it and you will see a lot of users around the world expressing content on that topic and many others.
Thank you. What about the massacre in Tiananmen Square? Yes or no?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question.
The massacre in Tiananmen Square.
That kind of content is available on our platform. You can go and search it.
I will remind you that making false or misleading statements to Congress is a federal crime.
I understand. Again, if you go on our platform, you will find that content.
Okay, thank you. Have any moderation tools been used to remove content on TikTok associated with the Uyghur genocide? Yes or no?
Anyway. We're done with that for now. Trump just shared a fake AI created image of himself preying on Truth Social. This is what innovation looks like, using generative AI to do things that you absolutely could do with very little effort but won't because you're unspeakably lazy. Yep. I think that about does it on the that about does it for all the conversations that we could have had about China. New Starbucks CEO works half day each month as a worker, and that's supposed to be praised. If you think that the U.S. needs a TikTok ban and not a comprehensive privacy law regulating data brokers, you don't care about privacy. You just hate that a Chinese company has built a dominant social media platform. I agree. Also, the irony in and of itself is that, like, China has access to all of your information, if not through TikTok, but through the same data brokers. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. The real issue with TikTok is the power that it holds to change people's minds, attitudes, and cut propaganda. Okay? That's the real issue with TikTok's existence. Not that it's like spying on you, because everyone is spying on you. But TikTok doesn't sell user data to data brokers. It doesn't matter. Every company does, which is the point. The point is China could have access to that data, whether directly through TikTok or through a data broker. The only difference is, like, I guess, paying server costs versus paying the data broker. If anything, it could probably be cheaper to just buy it through the data broker instead of running a whole ass application. The difference, on the other hand, is that like TikTok does have a tremendous amount of power in changing people's attitudes, doing propaganda, cutting it in a way that they want to. All right? They haven't done it, but they could. And I wish they would. That's the reason why I want TikTok to be banned. Because Xi Jinping, I'm doing propaganda for you, brother, and you will not let me prosper on this fucking platform. You piece of shit. I'm sorry for saying that. But sometimes, you know, it's called tough love. It's an American concept. When you love someone, you got to let them know. Okay? I just lost 500 social credit and I won 1,000 social credit afterwards. You know what I mean? That sort of thing. Stop letting me get banned. Yeah, you gotta spend money to make money. Exactly. You gotta spend social credit to make social credit, which is what I'm doing right now. Social credit 2 just dropped.